How to deal with toxic people. 1. Limit your interactions with them if possible, and keep them to a minimum if you have to work with them. Toxic people can be draining and exhausting to be around. If you can avoid them altogether, that's great. But if you have to work with them, try to keep your interactions with them to a minimum. This can help to reduce the amount of stress and negativity that they bring into your life. For example, you can limit your conversations with them to work-related matters only, and avoid socializing with them outside of work. 2. Stay calm and don't take their behavior personally, as toxic people often take out their insecurities and unhappiness on others. Toxic people are often unhappy with themselves and their lives, and they take out their frustrations on others. They may be critical, manipulative, or even verbally abusive. It's important to remember that their behavior is not a reflection of you, but of them. Don't take their behavior personally, and try to stay calm and composed when you're around them. If you find yourself getting upset or angry, take a deep breath and try to focus on something positive. 3. Set boundaries calmly and assertively, letting the toxic person know that their behavior is not okay. If the toxic person is constantly interrupting you or being disrespectful, it's important to set boundaries. Calmly and assertively let them know that their behavior is not okay. For example, you can say, "I appreciate your input, but please let me finish speaking before you give your opinion." Make it clear that you won't tolerate their behavior, but try to do so in a calm and respectful manner. This can help to establish a more positive and respectful dynamic between you and the toxic person. 4. Escalate the situation if setting boundaries doesn't work, by talking to your supervisor or HR representative and letting them know what's going on. If setting boundaries doesn't work, it may be necessary to escalate the situation. Talk to your supervisor or HR representative and let them know what's going on. Explain how the toxic person's behavior is affecting your work and your well-being, and ask for their help in resolving the situation. Your supervisor or HR representative may be able to talk to the toxic person directly, or they may be able to help you come up with a plan to deal with their behavior. It's important to document any incidents of toxic behavior, such as emails or messages, to provide evidence of the problem. 5. Remember that you deserve to work in a positive and respectful environment, and you have the power to make that happen. Dealing with toxic people can be challenging, but it's important to remember that you deserve to work in a positive and respectful environment. Don't let the toxic person's behavior bring you down or make you feel bad about yourself. Instead, focus on maintaining a positive attitude and doing your best work. Surround yourself with supportive colleagues and friends, and prioritize your well-being. If you need additional support, don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family members, or a therapist for help. With time and effort, you can create a work environment that is healthy, supportive, and enjoyable. 6. Practice self-care to reduce the impact of toxic people on your life. Dealing with toxic people can be emotionally and mentally draining. It's important to prioritize self-care to help reduce the impact that they have on your life. Make time for activities that bring you joy and help you relax, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Practice good sleep hygiene by going to bed and waking up at consistent times, and limit your exposure to electronic devices before bedtime. Eat a healthy and balanced diet. 7. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. One of the best ways to counteract the negativity of toxic people is to surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Seek out colleagues or friends who lift you up and encourage you, and spend more time with them. Build a network of positive relationships that can help you maintain a healthy perspective and stay motivated in the face of toxic behavior. 8. Practice empathy and understanding, even if you don't agree with the toxic person's behavior. While it's important to set boundaries and protect yourself from toxic behavior, it can also be helpful to try to understand where the toxic person is coming from. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with or condone their behavior, but it can help you to have more empathy and compassion towards them. Try to put yourself in their shoes and understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. This can help you to communicate more effectively with them and reduce the likelihood of conflict. 9. Avoid engaging in gossip or negative talk about the toxic person. When you're dealing with a toxic person, it can be tempting to vent your frustrations or complain about them to others. However, this can often backfire and make the situation worse. It can also create a negative and toxic work environment. Instead, try to avoid engaging in gossip or negative talk about the toxic person. Focus on the positive aspects of your work and your colleagues, and try to maintain a professional and respectful attitude towards everyone. 10. Develop a sense of detachment and perspective. Finally, it can be helpful to develop a sense of detachment and perspective when dealing with toxic people. This means recognizing that their behavior is not about you, and that you don't have to take it personally. Try to cultivate a sense of inner calm and detachment, and view the toxic person's behavior as an opportunity to practice patience, compassion, and professionalism. Remember that you have the power to control your own reactions and emotions, and that you can choose to respond to toxic behavior in a positive and constructive way. In conclusion, dealing with toxic people can be challenging, but it's important to remember that you have the power to control your own reactions and create a positive and respectful work environment. By setting boundaries, seeking support, and practicing self-care, you can reduce the impact of toxic behavior on your life and maintain your well-being. Remember to focus on the positive aspects of your work and your relationships, and to cultivate empathy, understanding, and detachment in your interactions with toxic people.